Number seven is actually a personal favorite of mine because this is one of the questions that I actually had on my Math 108 review sheet, and I think on one of my exams when I took Math 108 in fall of 2014. So it's been 7 years. I've been out of school for 2 years, and I'm happy to see it. But enough about my nonsense. Let's get into the question. Use the Venn diagram to answer the question. And please read the questions accordingly, read the categories accordingly, and make sure you understand the specificity or whether if something is being stated generally. A survey of a group of 109 tourists was taken in St. Louis. The survey showed the following: 59 of the tourists planned to visit the Gateway Arch, 45 planned to visit the zoo, and 11 planned to visit the art museum and the zoo, but not the Gateway Arch. 12 planned to visit the art museum and the Gateway Arch, but not the zoo. 17 planned to visit the Gateway Arch and the zoo, but not the art museum. 6 planned to visit the art museum, the zoo, and the Gateway Arch. 16 planned to visit none of the three places. For number 7, it says, how many plan to visit the Gateway Arch only? All right, sure, we're going to answer that question. So I'm going to draw my Venn diagram here on the side. Let's move this out the way. And I'm going to draw 3 circles because there are 3 categories. There is zoo, Gateway Arch, and art museum. Circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. Now, I know, and before I continue, I have to redraw this next circle. I know that there is a total of 109 tourists. So that is going to be the total of my Venn diagram. It must add up to 109. And my 3 categories is the Gateway Arch, which I'm going to call Arch. Spell Arch wrong already. Then we have the zoo. And the least exciting is the museum. And that is my opinion. When you are constructing a Venn diagram with 2 circles and even 3 circles, you want to read your list from bottom to top. Start at the bottom and then work your way up to the top. Now, and that's kind of cool how I went to the side. It says 16 plan to visit none of the 3 places, which means my 16 will go right here on the outside. 6 plan to visit the art museum, the zoo, and the Gateway Arch. Art museum, zoo, and Gateway Arch is going to be the center where all 3 overlap at. And I'm going to put the number 6 right there. Change up my colors now. Now it says 17 plan to visit the Gateway Arch and the zoo, but not the art museum. Gateway Arch and zoo is right here, as well as not the art museum. So my 17 will go right here. Now, I want to state this for those that are with me. If it said 17 plan to visit the Gateway Arch and the zoo, and it disregarded this part right here, that means that this entire category right here would have added to 17, which meant I would have had to subtract 6 from 17 and got the number 11. But because in our case, it does not say that. It says, but not the zoo, but not the art museum, I can put the number 17 right there. Let's continue. 12 plan to visit the art museum and the Gateway Arch, but not the zoo. Art museum and Gateway Arch is right here. So I'm putting the number 12 right there. 11 plan to visit the art museum and the zoo, but not the Gateway Arch. Art museum and zoo, but not Gateway Arch is right here. So I'm going to put 11 right here. And I'm going to erase these silly blue lines and black lines since I don't need them. Change our color up a little bit. But I want to go to my highlighter because now it says 45 plan to visit the zoo. But this one is general. It says 45 plan to visit the zoo, which means this entire circle, this entire set right here must add to 45 because 45 plan to visit the zoo. And so far, I have 17, 6, and 11 inside. So what I can do is to find out how many more am I missing to get to 45, we're going to add 17 with 6 with 11, which is 34. After you have that, you're going to subtract 34 from 45. So 45 people plan to visit the zoo minus the 34 people already inside that category, which gives me 11. So 11 will visit the zoo only. It says 59 of the tourists plan to visit the Gateway Arch. This entire circle right here is going to be Gateway Arch. It says 59 of the tourists plan to visit. And inside of that circle so far, we have 17, 6, and 12. So what we can do is we can add 17 with 6 and with 12, which equals 35, and then subtract 35 from 59 to find the missing piece. 59 minus 35 equals 24. And I have one piece left to find in the Venn diagram. And that is going to be art museum only, which also will answer the question. To find art museum only, we're going to add every number that is consistent. That is inside of my Venn diagram. And please remember to add the 16 on the outside. Once you add that up, subtract it from 109 to find out how many people plan to visit the art museum only. So 24 plus 17 plus 11 plus 12 plus 6 plus 11 again and plus the 16 on the outside. Please do not forget about that 16. That equals to 97. You're going to subtract 97 from 109. 109 minus 97, and that's going to equal to 12. We put in a different color, put in orange. 12. And that is how many plan to visit the art museum only. 12 tourists. All right, guys. Hope question number 7 made sense. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you understand the breakdown of it. All right, guys. Moving on to number 8 in the next video. I'll see you soon. Take care.